Prime Minister Philip Davis contends there is no preference to where the once king of crypto Sam Bankman-Fried is adjudicated. Bahamas seeing strong occupancy numbers this holiday season and a new home for those homeless here in country. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lissy Bastian with your JCN Evening News. It's Tuesday, December 20th, 2022. It's great having you with us. It was another uneventful day for disgraced former CEO of the collapsed FTX digital markets, Sam Bankman-Fried. Local and international media were all out at the magistrate's court this morning, as it was anticipated that the man once hailed as the king of crypto would appear in court today after agreeing on Monday to be voluntarily extradited to the United States to face charges there. However, no proceedings took place, and it is understood that there will be a return to court on Wednesday morning. The 30-year-old co-founder of FTX, who also goes by the initials SBF, in a surprise turn of events, appeared in the magistrate's court on yesterday, where he intended to end his fight to be extradited. While that did not happen during the court proceedings, and Bankman-Fried was again remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections by Magistrate Shaka Seville, his attorney, Jerome Roberts, told local news media that Bankman-Fried has agreed to be extradited and the necessary paperwork is being prepared to trigger the courts so that a time and date will be fixed for the extradition process to continue and be completed. FTX has filed for bankruptcy, leaving many people unable to withdraw funds. According to court filings in Delaware, FTX owes its 50 largest creditors almost $3.1 billion. When he returns to the U.S., Bankman-Fried faces a laundry list of charges, including wire fraud, money laundering, and securities fraud. He could face up to 115 years in a U.S. prison. It is not clear when Bankman-Fried will be extradited to the United States. Following the revelation that Sam Bankman-Fried has agreed to be extradited, Prime Minister Philip Davis weighed in on the matter. Questioned by reporters as to whether he was aware that Bankman-Fried made the decision to end his fight to be extradited, and his thoughts on whether the government prefers SBF to be tried in the Bahamas or in the United States, Prime Minister Davis said the government has no preferences on where the crypto billionaire is adjudicated. He asserted, however, as long as justice is carried out.
Depends on what the situation is at the moment. I mean, I'm not quite new. I was advised that he's going to appear in court and that he's volunteering to go back. And that is why the court appearance was arranged for this morning. I'm advised. The outcome that I've not heard yet because I've not spoken to the attorney general to update me on what has happened. But again, that's the throes of adversarial and contentious criminal proceedings. We have no preference. It depends on what our investigations will reveal compared to what the U.S. investigation will reveal.
Well, the Prime Minister is out of country and in Cuba on an official visit. According to the Office of the Prime Minister, OPM, an invitation was extended to Prime Minister Davis from the Cuban government. During the Prime Minister's visit, he is expected to meet with senior government officials of Cuba, including the Ministers of Science and Education. According to the OPM, discussions will cover a number of issues, including national security, healthcare, education, tourism, agriculture, and sports. The Bahamas and Cuba have enjoyed good relations. You may recall back in January this year, the Ministry of Health and Wellness welcomed a contingent of 50 Cuban nurses who came to the Bahamas as a shortage of nurses had impacted the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Davis on this trip is also expected to thank the people of Cuba for their assistance during the pandemic. The Prime Minister is scheduled to return to country on Wednesday. In his absence, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper will act as Prime Minister. Residents of South Long Island making way for a multi-million-dollar development. Prime Minister Philip Davis, his second, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, and other officials all traveled to Long Island for the official groundbreaking ceremony of the Calypso Cove $250 million cruise port and resort, which will provide some 300+ construction jobs for Bahamians. The development is to be constructed in Gordon's, Long Island. The Prime Minister says this project aligns with the government's agenda to boost economy on the Family Islands.
The administration, led by myself, Chester Cooper, is determined and committed to ensure that we decentralize investments for the whole Bahamas from the Nassau-centric model that has been over the years. And so when they come to talk to me, I say, you ever thought about Long Island? Have you ever thought about Cat Island? You ever thought about Rocky? What would you do? And so that is what we are committed to do, to ensure that all of our islands are exposed in a way that its uniqueness becomes attraction for investment and development.
The Azul Destinations and Calypso Cove Destinations development will include a cruise port terminal, marina, and luxury residential resort. It features a 200-room hotel, mega yacht, marina facilities, interior pools, and lagoons. Azul Destinations principal Carlos Torres de Navarra commending the government and the residents for their support. Torres de Navarra telling all in attendance why they chose Long Island for such a development.
When I, sort of the 20+ years that I've been in the industry, and I look at all the destinations that our ship sails to, there's obviously aspects of a vacation that people want, and there's a laundry list of items, and they're all boxes that need to be checked off, and not every destination has that, but we believe that Long Island does. So for our project, Calypso Cove, it will be the first destination where you can say all the boxes are going to be checked off, but not only for the benefit of just one cruise line, but for the benefit of the entire industry. So it's this multi-brand approach that is going to be unique to Long Island. So in addition to getting off the ship and enjoying the retail and the restaurants and the food and beverage areas, the shore excursions, they'll be able to enjoy a beach. And again, no other destination that is trying to look at this as a multi-brand destination has that. And I think Long Island will be, in my view, the first destination to really accomplish that. And there will be sort of the one that's going to be leading the pack from the perspective of this type of destination.
Now, as developers are seeking investors for the project, construction is projected to begin in the fall of 2023 and estimated to be completed in 2025. Well, with 2023 expected to be the best year the Bahamas has ever seen for tourism, with a record-reaching level of arrivals and spending, according to Minister with Responsibility for Tourism Chester Cooper, hotels all over the country have already been seeing very strong bookings, particularly as we end the year with the Christmas holidays. And according to Vice President of Bahamar, Robert Sandy Sands, he estimates that most hotels are in excess of 92 to 93% occupancy over this period.
I think it speaks to the strength of the Bahamas brand. It speaks to the strength of the type of resorts and the quality resorts we have in the Bahamas, and certainly Bahamas is contributing to that. It also speaks to the resilience of tourism in our country and the opportunities that will avail themselves in the new year. So it will also be a major contributor to the economy of the Bahamas. As you know, 66 cents at a very dollar helps to turn that wheel of our economy. So it creates for a brighter future for all Bahamians. Our success is the Bahamas' success.
As the Bahamas continues to be the world leaders in the Caribbean when it comes to tourism, outstripping the world travel and tourism projection of 5.8% growth this year, this means more tourists to our shores and more hotel occupancy. Mr. Sands contends the cost of having large businesses is a very daunting task, but the key to success is to continue to provide value for money.
We will continue to advocate with government in areas that can help to bring down certain costs, whether it be in the area of electricity, whether it be in the area of customs duties, reductions on certain food items for importation, or utilizing more than what we produce in the country. All of this would go towards helping to mitigate the increased cost of goods and keep goods at a particular level.
Mr. Sands says he looks forward to an historical year in terms of visitor arrivals to the Bahamas. You're watching JCN News. When we return, police seeking the public's assistance in locating 3 suspects accused of 3 separate shootings. Stay with us.